Thanks to all you guys for tuning in again. Really appreciate you coming in and checking in again with me. And also I just want to welcome all the new viewers to my channel, which is fantastic. So keep up the good work. Hope you guys who tuned in to me before have worked on the stuff that we've talked about in our previous videos. I'm sure you're getting on great. So keep up the good work, and you new guys that are tuned in now, don't forget to keep coming back, and welcome to this positive place where you can really improve what you're going to do. And as I said, on my website, which I've got, my mission is simple, just to help as many of you guys as possible, and that's all I want to do. So really, I'm just on a mission to help as many of you as I can. So what would be really good would be for you also to listen to these videos. If you think they're valid, then why not share them with people? And also, why don't you go and speak to others about the ideas that you've learned? It's really vital that you do that so you can actually practice saying to others how you've learned from this video. And that's really important. So once you start to explain it to other people, you'll really gain an even better understanding. So just go ahead and try it and see how you feel about it. In this video, I just wanted to give you a little story that I had. And what it was is that I was coaching someone just last week, and they're a very successful person at work. They're a high level. And even though they're at that level, they still found that they're just feeling sort of really low and out of sorts. Now, when I coach this person, or introduce them to what I'm going to introduce you to, is be able to sort of identify really where you are in terms of how you're thinking. And this is a really simple tool you can use. So in this video, we're going to talk about victim versus navigator. This is something I picked up many years ago, and I've really looked at the internet and I've tried to search and I've not really found much about it. So it's really one of those things that unless you sort of read about it or you find it somewhere, it's really difficult to find. So I'm giving this to you, what I've found. So I really hope this is really helpful. And as I said, I've not really found much about it. I can't even remember the author's name, but whoever he is, I think he's found an absolute jewel that you can absolutely use when you're feeling in this particular zone. Okay? So it's all about how you're feeling at the time. So if you're at work and feeling low, or if you're just at work just going through the motions, or you feel totally empowered, is for you to recognise that and to reflect on how you're feeling and where you think you are. So what is it that we're talking about? So let's take an instance. A lot of this stuff does relate to work, but it can relate to other areas. But let's say you're at work and all you're thinking of is that, oh, it's all their fault. This is all their fault. It's nothing to do with me. They've done this and now look at me, I'm in this position. So what that means is that you need to reflect on that and see how that's impacting on you. Now when you're saying it's not fair, it's not fair, or someone else is doing something, I've got no influence on that. What you're actually talking about is something called the victim mode. So what you're doing is you're saying, well, I've got no control of the situation, so there's nothing I can do. I've just got to moan about it, or I've got to just blame someone else for the predicament I'm in. And that's what's called the victim mode. And that's a really, really demotivating state to be in, because none of us should really try and be in that mode, but sometimes don't even realise we're in that mode. So sometimes trying to take a step back. So when I coach this person, that's how they felt. When we talked about it, I said, well, where do you think you are, and what sort of language you're using? That was the sort of language they were using. And when I brought it to their attention, they were then able to move forward. So this is what I want you to do. So when you get that situation where you're blaming others, or you just feel you've got no empowerment at all, just think about, are you in a victim mode? So victim mode, as I say, a victim is someone who blames other things for things that are happening to them. Okay? So even if it's a bad thing that's happening to you, the way you deal with that, you can deal with it in a positive way and lead you on to the next steps. Okay? So what I'm going to give you this as we go forward. So the next stage, if we go through, is called survivor. Now when you're in work or at home or wherever, you're just doing enough to get by. So if you're in a work environment, what that means is that you'll just do enough to get by. You'll just hit just about the right targets, just so you survive, so you're not picked up and things like that. But what I'm talking about here is just doing enough so you're just not getting noticed, but really, are you feeling that you're really engaged with what you're doing? Whether it's work, whether it's home, or you're just going with it and you just feeling really empty. So that's called surviving. That's just saying, well, I'm just going to go through life and I'm just going to just survive. I'm just going to about keep my head above water. But it's all right. But in your heart of hearts, you really know you're just surviving. You're not really going out there and really smashing it and really going to be a high performer, or you really want to live your life to the full, really be happy is what I'm talking about. So if you're in work and you're just surviving, like the victim phase, you're not happy. You're just you just feel a bit deflated. And that's what you call your victim, which is the one where you blame everything else, and then you've got survival, where you're just doing what you're told, you're just being compliant with everything, you're just do the necessary. You're not going to go out and do something off your own back, you're not going to take the initiative, which is really important. You're just going to do what you have to do to stay quiet and under the radar. And that's not really helping you, because really you want to be happy. So how do we get to the next stage? So the next stage is where you want to be. I mean, I don't know if you've watched Bear Grylls or anything like that, but he calls it thriving. They call this thing called surviving and then thriving. And when he means thriving, what he means by that is you're really making use, you're really putting on the decorative features of what you're doing. So when they did that island program, I don't know if you've ever watched it, but it's really, really good. And if you watch it from that phase, it's really, really interesting. Was instead of just surviving on, you know, the bare minimum, they're actually getting enough food, enough water, and then they're decorating their camp. I mean, the ladies are decorated with all nice, beautiful things like shells and things, and the men are really making it functional. They put, like, I think the Trotter or something as the name of a pub on the top of the thing. So they're really learning to really thrive in that environment. So what we call that in this case is called the Navigator. So if you're in your victim mode or your survival mode, what you want to do is get to Navigator. So what you're doing is you're taking that situation, so say you're in a victim and you're blaming someone else and they're doing something you cannot control, you can't control, but what you can control is what you do. So you're then taking control, you're then starting to make a choice to say, well, I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to make this thing happen and make myself better. So if you're in a job you really hate, what are you going to do? Are you going to write, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply for another job? Or is it a chat with your manager to say, look, I really need to do something different, I really need to progress, what do I need to do? And if they're not believing you, you may need to leave. But at least then you're going to be happy. Okay, it might be scary at first, but at least you're going to find something you're going to really love to do. And that's what I want you guys to do. I just want you to find something that makes you really happy and engaged with what you're doing. There's nothing worse than going to work or another environment where you actually don't want to go, but you know you have to go. I want you to go somewhere where you actually think, well, yeah, I want to go there and I'm going to love what I do. And I'm really lucky, you know, to be able to do these videos for you and do the things I do, I coach people. But that's because you just got to make that choice and run with it. And yes, and sometimes it's scary. We all get scared. And I've been in all those modes that we're talking about. I've been in victim mode where I blamed other people for stuff, where I should have taken control of what I do rather than letting it impact. One of them was, you know, I had some people checking my work and they would give me all sorts of criticism about it. I really hated the way they criticised the work. But actually, when I looked at it, and I was looking at it to try and get to Navigator mode, I was actually, what actually are they saying? What's the information they're telling me to make myself better? And there was some information in there that I wasn't doing. So what I decided to do is, well, I'm going to take that and I'm going to do, irrespective of how they delivered it to me, I was going to take what they said, what I wasn't doing correctly, and I was going to correct it and make it even better. I was going to go above that. I was going to go above and beyond what they were saying. So the next time it came up, they'd be impressed. And hey presto, the next time I did it the following year, they're really impressed with my work. And hence, you know, everything else is history. So that's why I'm here today to do it. So really when you get to Navigator mode, it's all about where's the situation, what are you in, and what mode are you in, identifying that. So are you victim, or you're surviving, you're just surviving, you're just going on doing the motions, staying under the radar, not really making an impact, you're not happy with what you're doing, or are you navigating? If you're not happy where you are you making plans? The Navigator will make a plan and a plan to get there. And yes, sometimes you'll say, I want to do this, but actually the route there will be a little bit this and that way and this way. It may not be a straight path, but I promise you, if you stay committed and you make plans, you'll get to where you want to be eventually. But it may need to be that you need to chunk it down. So if you want to be in a high executive position, or if you want to do the job you love, start to make some plans, but break it down. What do you need to do first to start to move you towards that? Is it that you need to work better at your job, do your job better, or find a job? You might want to find a job. What is it? What can you do different now that can really make you do that? And by doing that, you get the energy. And that's what I'm talking about. You need to get energy. That's what I talk about in my previous videos as well, especially the one about the moaning clubs. And this sort of really feeds into that. So I'm going to put this video into the motivational section of my website so you can look at it. But it's going to be on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, great. And you can go to our website, there's loads of free tools on there. So in terms of that then, so Navigator is really making plans and really pushing ahead with what you want to do. And yes, some days it's going to be difficult, but you just need to push through that. And what I'd say to you, again, as my last video, just be kind to yourself. If you don't quite do it that day, don't worry about it, just start again the next day, but be kind to yourself. I don't want you to beat yourself about not doing things. It's just to be mindful of what you're doing and making plans slowly but surely to get there. Some of you, again, as I did before, will get it like that. Some of you will take a bit longer, but it's okay. as long as you come back, as long as you continue just to move forward each day and take those small steps each day, by following you'll notice a massive difference with what you're doing. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's really helped, okay? So I just want to do a quick recap of what we've gone through. So the first stage, if you're in that situation, is that you're just doing enough to get by, survivor stage. You can identify that, take some self-reflection. What are you doing at the moment? Are you blaming everyone else for where you are? Because really you have the choice to take different actions. So think about that. Second, are you not in a victim mode? You identified that. Are you in survivor mode? Are you just doing enough to get by? You're not really happy. You're just doing enough to survive. You go in there just to get, maybe just to get your paycheck, but you're not engaged with anything. You're just unhappy. Are you in that stage? Think about it. Take a bit of time to think about where you are. Reflect on it. Maybe take down a piece of paper, write a picture of where you are, whatever it takes. Because some people like to write stuff down. Some people like to make a mental picture. Some people just want to think about it. Whatever works for you, it's great to analyse where you are yourself. And you know yourself better than anyone. And a lot of this is about self-work. We all have to do it. I still do it. And I'm still doing it now. With every video I do self-work on that to see where I can do things better. And again, with the comments from you guys, it helps me improve too. Whether they're good comments, not bad comments, whatever it is, that's my improvement, okay? The next one's the Navigator. That's where you're in absolutely pushing ahead mode. You're fired up, you've got fire in your belly, you're going bang, 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 making plans, hitting everything. You didn't see opportunities. And as I've said before, when I coached that person, as soon as they got out of victim mode, they smashed through survivor mode. They didn't get to that stage. They went straight to Navigator mode. And I said, Joe, I just feel so much more positive now coming out of this. And that day, he was then picking up different opportunities. He said, from yesterday, when he called up with me the next day, he said, I just see so much more opportunity now. And that's because your mind's in a different place, and you will notice different things. You'll notice the opportunities. If you're in a victim mode or survivor mode, you're not going to have that intuition. You're not going to pick it up because your brain's not looking for it. You're just doing things to survive. So when you think about survival, it's just getting by on the minimal. You're not going to be looking for different, because all your energy is saying, I'm just going to survive, I'm just going to survive. When you navigate, you're looking for different opportunities. When you're thriving, like in vehicles, they're looking for different opportunities. Let's decorate the camp, make ourselves feel better. Let's have a great chat, bit of a fun time. We've done all the hard work. Now let's reward ourselves. Let's do things that are going to actually make a difference. Let's make things more efficient. They might be thinking, let's make plans to catch more fish. In your situation, let's make a plan to sort of get my promotion or move to a different job, redo my CV. Whatever it takes. And as I say, you will just do those little steps each day and it'll take you there. Don't forget to like this video, okay, as usual, and also subscribe. If you're watching on my website, I said before, go to the YouTube and make sure you subscribe. If you're new to it and you're just watching it because you've just come across me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can get the new videos. And again, comment. I'm quite happy to see, quite happy to comment on my videos, which is great. I've said before, on the other social media websites are on, and all those are linked on the front page of my website. So go there at jncoachingtechnology.weebly.com. So go there. So I'm just saying, go with it, guys. You're doing amazing, and you are amazing. Every one of you out there that are actually watching these videos has got something unique to offer the world, and what I want you to bring that out and share that with the world. So whether that's doing YouTube videos like me, whatever it is, just do it. You've got nothing to lose. By trying those things, you've got nothing to lose. You'll be in the same position you were, but I guarantee you would have moved on. You would have learned something. So do that. Learn something new every day. Do something new. Do something different. Yes, it can be scary, and we would get scared, but actually don't let the fear stop us from doing stuff. So okay, so don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment. Go for it. And as I say, sign up to my newsletter, and we want to hit it. Go for it, and let me know how you get on. All right, so until next time, be brilliant.